You have selected sexual violence. Some of this information might bring up negative feelings or memories. Please feel free to stop or pause this video anytime if you feel uncomfortable or are reminded of trauma. When we think about sexual violence, it can be a traumatic experience involving violent behaviors and sometimes sexual acts. We often think of something happening in a dark alley between strangers. Truth is, most sexual violence happens between people who have some kind of relationship. Sexual assault is a violent crime based in power and control. Sexual violence means someone forcing or manipulating someone else into unwanted sexual activity. For example, unwilling filmed sex acts, repeated attempts at sex without consent. Reasons someone might not consent include fear, age, illness, disability, and/or influence of alcohol and other drugs. Anyone can experience sexual violence, including children, teens, adults, and elders. Those who sexually abuse can be acquaintances, family members, trusted individuals, or strangers. Sexual violence is a big problem in the deaf community. More than 50% of deaf or hard of hearing girls and boys experience some form of sexual violence. And 1 out of 3 deaf or hard of hearing adult women experience sexual assault. We all know someone who is a survivor of sexual violence. If this has happened to you, you're not alone.
What does it mean to consent to sex? Consent is an agreement between two people to engage in sexual acts. Both people are willing and enthusiastic. Some people cannot consent, such as minor children and people who are intoxicated. Consent doesn't have to be verbal, but verbally agreeing to different sexual activities can help both you and your partner respect each other's boundaries. There are many ways to give consent, such as communicating when you change the type or degree of sexual activity with phrases like, "Is this okay?" Or explicitly agreeing to certain activities, either by saying yes or another affirmative statement like, "I'm open to trying." Or using physical cues to let the other person know that you're comfortable. If a person changes their mind, if they say no at any time, or if they stay silent or immobile, the other person needs to respect their wishes and stop. It does not matter if you are married, have had sex before, have a hard-on, or are naked. Consent can be taken back at any time, and your partner must respect that. If you engage in sexual acts out of fear or pressure, that is not consent. Engaging in sexual acts without consent is sexual assault.